Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and what we're going to talk a little bit about today, a little bit more short game. We're going to talk about up and down shots, looking to get this ball up and down in the hole in 2 shots, and we're looking inside 50 yards. So we're going to look at 3 shots today. We're going to look at a 50-yard pitch onto the green, if we were 20 yards off the edge of the green, and we're going to look at a greenside bunker shot. I'm going to give you some data. You know how I work around that in my lessons, and that's to take pressure off you, get that level of expectation in the right place. So you're going out there and you're not in this mindset you've got to play perfect shots every time. So I'm going to play 5 shots. We'll see what the average is. Now, the key thing from 50 yards, what would be an average for a scratch golfer? We're looking for around about 12 feet. That would be an average shot. And that's the key thing that we're looking at. If I play 5 balls here that I'm going to do and it adds up to 60 feet away from the hole, then I've achieved my goal. That's the important thing to understand. I'm going to maybe play some better, some worse, some around my average. That's pretty much what we're looking for. And it's day to day. I think that's the key thing. Some days you'll be better than average, some days you'll be worse than average, and it's sort of mentally dealing with that. But it's not putting the pressure on yourself that you've got to play what I call the perfect shot every time. So 50-yard pitch, we're looking here, flag sort of towards the back of the green. Nothing really in the way. The only thing we've got here is a little bit of a ridge that it drops down onto the green. So I've got to make a choice here. Do I look to land this ball on the green? And you know my rule with that. If you've watched my videos before, we talk about as much as we can, land the ball on the green if you can. The reason being, it's the best surface and you should get a better bounce. So you get a more consistent bounce. So we're looking at a shot here, as I said, flags at the back, 50-yard shot. We've probably got around about 35 yards of fairway and then 15 yards of green. So we've got about 45 feet. And it's knowing your skill, knowing your ability to how you play the shot is the club that you choose. I'm choosing my 52-degree sort of gap wedge type club. I feel confident with that. I feel I can land that now on the green comfortably and get the result that I want. Now, before we play the shot, let's talk a little bit about technique. For me, the biggest thing with technique, when I see people hit wedge shots, when you get inside a distance that you know you can hit this club, what I mean by that, if it's a full shot, how far can I hit my 52? Probably for me around 100 yards. I'm now looking for half of that. And I want to control the shot. And the biggest thing for me is when you address the ball, go narrow with your stance. Don't stand there with a big stance. You'll feel like you've got to make a big swing. We want to make less of a swing here. That's the important thing to understand. We're making less of a swing to get the desired result we want. So I'm going to go a little bit narrow, probably 2/3 width. I tend to play the ball, let's just bring a ball across here, favour slightly middle to back in my stance. The reason for that is I want to get the ball contact first. Okay, that's important. May hit the ball a little bit lower, but through experience I know that works for me. So relative to the ball, there's my normal stance, middle of my stance. Now I'm going a little bit narrow, a little bit back of my stance. And now I want to feel the length of the swing to control the shot. So as I said, what we're going to do today, 5 shots, see what my average is today. Let's look at that. So not going to do a lot this green, but now I'm just visualizing the shot. I think this is really important. Golfers tend to walk up 50 yards and it's just make a swing. Have a good impression in your mind of where you want to land the ball. Start to visualize the shot. I think that's the biggest difference with any elite sportsman. Their focus is much, much better on it's sort of making sure they achieve the shot that they want to achieve. So I'm picturing a spot on the green now where I think, yeah, if I hit it there and I hit it correctly, then the ball should react as I want. Let's see what happens. Now I'd say that's probably bang on my 12 feet. And it's very easy because my brain knows I can put this within a foot of the hole. Why have I not done that? But I'm 12 feet away, and that's why that data is so important. This is a shot, yeah, we're looking to get it up and down, but realistically, I'm probably going to get this up and down only around about, as a professional golfer, 25% of the time, 20% of the time, that's all I'm going to do. Okay, that shot has given me that 20% chance I'm going to hole it, 12 feet away. So that was an average shot, that was good. But later on we will go up and measure these shots and see what we've got. But let's see if we can do a little bit better. Was it the contact on the ball or was it the choice of where I was going to land the ball? I'd say I didn't hit that perfectly. So let's see what happens. Again, that narrower stance, feel the shot, focus on where I want to land it. That felt a much better strike. And again, I'd probably say about 10 feet away. So it's okay. So the good thing is, what I can look at that is I can learn from it. I'm not going to get frustrated because I've got this mental 12 feet, so I'm okay with that. All right, it's a little bit of a sucker flag. He has put the flag right at the back, so it's probably part of my brain not wanting to be too aggressive. But if I hit every shot where I've hit those two, I'm doing what I'm meant to do for my level. Okay, that looked a little bit more positive up towards the hole. We get lucky, we might go in. Okay, well, that's inside a foot. So that's that career shot. That's that one you go, wow, that's the one I want to do every time. It doesn't happen very often. Okay, as we said, 60 feet is our average. We're going to measure these out once I've played these last two balls. Let's see what we get. Okay, probably around about 6 to 8 feet, so good shot. And you can see as we're going through these, as I'm getting used to it, I'm doing slightly better. So that's quite important to sort of realise as we're going along. Again, it's just learning from the shots. But the main thing is I'm letting my instincts and trust go into the shot to give me the result that I want. Okay, final ball, then we'll go up and have a look and see what we got. Ultimately, love to stick another one a foot from the hole. But mentally thinking, yeah, 12 feet can work. Okay, I'd say probably bang on the 12 feet. Don't think that's too far away. So let's go and have a look at the results we've got. They're my average shots. That's what we're going to look at. We've hit one exceptional shot. We've hit one I'd say I'm really happy with, and three pretty average. But that's okay. But let's go and see what we've actually achieved. So we've come up onto the green, and these are our shots. And here's our first ball. This is the first shot that I played. Let's measure it out. Roughly every pace I take is around about 2.5 feet. We said we wanted to be around about 12 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paces. So that's about 20 feet. So I was happy with that. When I played it, I was quite happy with the result. And the end result is I'm a little bit further away than average. But remember our goal. It was to be around about 60 feet for the 5 shots. If I do that, I'm doing my average. Remember, it's an average. Second ball ended up there. Let's just pace that out. Okay, so we're looking around about 5 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paces. There's another one there. That was my last ball. That's also 6 paces. So we've got 20 feet, 15 feet, 15 feet. That's 50 feet. Here's the really good one. I mean, he's not even a foot away. We'll call it a foot. Okay. So he's ended up a foot away from the hole, so that's 51. And we're now looking, if this is around about 4 paces, 1, 2, well, it's just under 4. Guess what? We've ended up around about, I would say, 58 feet from the hole. So in a practice, I should be happy with that. I should be really happy with those results from 50 yards. Yes, 1 career shot. I put 1 in a good chance of holding the putt, and 3 that I shouldn't do worse than 2 putts. So remember what I said, it's a shot that on average I'll probably get up and down only 20% of the time, but I've definitely done that with one of them. Great chance with another, and the other 3 I should 2-putt. Okay, so that shot we're really happy with. Let's have a look at a little 20-yard shot and see how good we can do on that and see what the difference is. Let's go and play that shot. So here's our second shot. We're looking at a 20-yard pitch, and straight away let's go in with the data. And it's about half the distance. We were looking around about 12, 13 feet. From 50 yards, we're now looking around about 6 feet. This is for a scratch golfer. And why I'm only giving you the scratch golfer data, when I look at it and I look at short game, especially maybe this shot, it's not a power shot. It's a shot where I think, well, if somebody works on this really hard, there's a really good chance that you could get these 50-yard shots, these 20-yard shots within the distance of a scratch golfer. Okay, and even if we look at a single figure golfer, we're still looking around about 10 feet from here and around about 16, 17 feet from 50 yards. And if you can do that, you are going to improve your game. But I think sometimes when you look at it, it's just saying without, as I said, I don't want to put too much level of expectation on you, but realize even a scratch golfer isn't sticking this, like I showed you, a foot from the hole every time. If I did, I wouldn't be standing here. Okay, I'll be on tour, I'll be playing on the European Tour or the PGA Tour, because it just doesn't happen. And even the top players are not doing it. So this data is to really give you a good idea what to do. Now, Let's look at our shot. We've got that little ridge dropping down onto the green. It's the same hole, but we've got loads of green. And the key rule, always land it on the green. But I'm now going to play my pitching wedge, okay, rather than my gap wedge. And I think this is a really important thing to understand, is that through the years, golf clubs have changed. And what I mean by that, they've become slightly stronger in their loft. So I would normally, go back years ago, I'd probably play this with an A-time. But my pitching wedge, from what an A-time was, let's say 30 years ago, when I was sort of 20 years of age, it's a similar loft now, a pitching wedge. So I'm actually sort of mentally thinking I'm playing it like as I did years ago, like an A-time shot, and hit it quite low and let it run. Again, use the rules we used on the other shot. Always land it on the green, narrower stance, and again, I play it slightly back in my stance. They're my three things. It's simple. I'm not trying to complicate matters. I've had people come to me on my videos and say, especially when I've done lob wedge shots, why are you not opening up the club more? Because it's got plenty of loft. It's got 60 degrees of loft. Use the club the way it's designed. Okay, sometimes you might need to create specialist shots, but on this occasion, I'm just going to play this with its loft. It's not going to go particularly high, you'll see that. But the goal now, we were looking probably 2 flagstick lengths before, we're now looking for a flagstick length. Okay, let's see how my average is today. Let's play my 5 shots. Let's see what we get. And you can see really narrow stance. Play it onto the green, sort of halfway up the green. Let the ball do the rest. Yep. So first shot, really happy with that. Most important thing I got there, I got the distance right. And getting the distance correct straight away gives me that confidence. I struck it nicely, gives me that sort of belief what I've done. I'd say that's probably 6-7 feet. So around our number. So mentally, easy. Do it again. That one's a better line. Okay, and that one, well, I did say it was a sucker flag. And I think because the first one was such a lovely strike, I got a little bit carried away and I've knocked it off the back of the green. It happens. Okay, even we do it. It happens as professional golfers. Okay, the strange thing was, in the air, I thought it was a great shot. It's one of those things. It happens. Okay, so learn from it. Still want to be positive in what I'm doing, confident in what I'm doing. Well, that's inside a putter's length. So I've learned from that mistake. And you learn much more from your mistakes than hitting perfect shots all the time. So, okay, we'll see my data on this one isn't going to be as good because I know I've missed the green on one, but it's now that psychological thing. Let's make sure we get the next 2 in that area. 4 out of 5 will be good. Let's see what we can do. Keep running ball. Yeah, that's another one I'd say in my area. And let's do one more and then we'll go up and have a look at what we've achieved. So I was happy with all 5 shots. I think because I played the first one so nicely, I got a little bit confident, hit it a little bit too firm, trying to get a bit more spin. Didn't need to, just needed to keep doing what I was doing. Let's go and look at our 5 results. Let's see what our average was on this one. So here we are, we've come up to the green and let's look at our results. Okay, we'll start with this one closest here. What we got? 1, just 2 paces away from the hole. So around about 5-6 feet. So that's an average shot. Good. This one under 2 paces, so around about 4-5 feet. So those 2, really good, really happy with them. Here are our next 2, just run on a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4 paces, 10 feet. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 5, 4, 10, that's 19. Okay, let's go to our next one. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 paces, 15, so that's 34 feet. So for 4 balls, 24 feet would be what we'd look for, and we've done 34 feet. I felt the technique was really good, okay? As we said, one of the balls has disappeared over the other side of the green. And amazingly, and this just shows with my data, that was a shot that on average for a scratch golfer, I'm going to get up and down 50% of the time. Okay, and I've given myself 2 really good opportunities and 2 outside opportunities of holding the putts. That shot now, on average, because of the difficulty and the amount of green I've got to work with, is a shot I'm probably only going to get up and down about a quarter of the time. So that shot, just being a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too positive, has actually cost me 1.25 shots. So this is quite an important thing. Would have been better mentally to put it here. But the idea of the exercise today was to play the shot, show you the average, okay? But if I was probably playing a game, I'd have erred more on the cautious side of being there to guarantee I didn't get that result. But we're here to practice, and that's the important thing. So 2 shots really good, 2 okay, 1 a little bit aggressive. All 4 of them though, I felt the technique was good. So the positive side of that, I can take that to my next practice and feel, yeah, I can improve that feel to control the distance better. But realize, yeah, being a bit too aggressive sometimes may cost you. Okay, I was going to take 2.5 shots on average from there. I've played a shot. It's going to take me 2.75 from there. So from the original position, it's 3.75. That's why it cost me 1.25 of a shot, that one. But the technique was good, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself. All right, let's go do a final shot. We're going to go and look at a bunker shot and see what we should be doing from there. But the goal is, let's see if we can get these balls up and down. So here's our 3rd shot. We're looking at a bunker shot, and I've made it a little bit tougher. I mean, as you've probably seen from my videos, we don't have a lot of bunkers here at Corinthians. We have a couple of holes with water on. This is actually the only hole with greenside bunkers, the 8th and 17th holes here, because we're a 9-hole course, but we play off different tees. And I've chosen this time, normally play out the other bunker a lot of the shots, but I've chosen this one because we've not got a lot of green to work with here. Okay, so I've made the shot a little bit tougher. But let's go to the data. What's a good shot? We're looking at a shot here to end up around about 2 flagstick lengths. We're talking around about that 12, 13 feet from the hole. That would be a good result. So it's actually the same as the 50-yard shot. Okay, we're here to practice. We're here to see what I'm going to do on this day. For me, my main thought, I want to slide the club underneath the ball. So I use a lob wedge in the bunkers for greenside bunkers, and just a little bit of technique. What I then do is I'll dial the club open. Now what I mean by that, if I bring the club up in front of the camera there and that leading edge is going up, as you look at it, what I call, as I look at it, I should say, 12 o'clock, I dial it to what I call 1 o'clock and then take my grip. And that just lays the club open. It exposes the bounce of the club. So the club now can sort of slide through the sand better. The club is going to slide underneath the ball to give me a little bit more backspin. Okay, a lot of golfers get a bit scared with this because they think, well, if I open up more, I'm going to blade the ball. I'm going to hit that right in the ball. But it's the only shot in golf. You're not trying to hit the ball. You're looking to hit the sand underneath the ball and slide it underneath. So what helps me to do that is I dig my feet into the sand. That's the biggest reason I dig my feet in, is it lowers the arc of the swing. I play the ball, so the point I want to hit the sand, is in the center of my stance. That's the important thing I'm feeling there. And then it's commit to the shot. That's the important thing. Anything here, as we said, 2 flagstick lengths, we're good. Let's see what we get. Okay, so that's a nice shot. Really happy with that. That's rolled probably 8 to 10 feet away. So around about where I want to be, a little bit better than normal. So mentally, again, this is really important. I'm not going to change a thing. The fact that that hasn't ended up stone dead doesn't matter, because remember, anything here inside 10 feet is a great shot. I'm going to take that all day long. Even as a professional golfer, I'm going to take that all day long. Yeah, I'd love to hole it. That would be a bonus. But mentally now, repeat it. Play that one a little bit softer. Just instinct took over. I didn't tell myself to do that. It just happened, and that ball's within 18 inches of the hole. And I have to sort of say, bunker shots, they're my favourite shots because, or one of my favourite shots, because most people don't like them. And I know if you can play them well, you can gain a lot on your players. That's probably 6 feet away. So at the moment, I'm way better than average. Okay, it's just keeping that mindset. Let your instinct take over. Oh, it's going to get away with that one. See, this is the problem. Because I'm talking about it and I'm doing well, now my brain's saying, oh, make sure you do it really good. And I've not fluffed it. I'm still within the 12 feet, but it definitely wasn't as good as the first 3. Let's get the mindset back. clear to what we're doing, and then we'll go up and have a little look at our results. Oh, that felt lovely. Crazy thing is, that felt the best of the lot, and it's probably the furthest away. It just came out a little bit hot, but it felt like it had loads of spin on it. So really happy with those 5 shots. I think they're all going to be around about the number or better. So whereas my 50-yard shot was pretty good on average, my 20-yard shot wasn't as good as average. I think my bunkers are better, but let's go and have a look. Right, so we've come up onto the green. These are my 5 results. We'll go in order of play. So number 1 was this ball, 1, 2, 3 paces away. So that's about 8 feet. Remember, 12, 13 feet's our number. Okay, second shot, as we said, 18 inches or so away from the hole. Really happy with that. This one around about 5 feet. So we're looking at 8, 5, let's say 2, just to make that easier to sort of add up. So 8, 5 and 2, we're looking at 15 feet. This one I try to get a little bit cute, but again, it's a tough shot, but 1, 2, only 3 paces away, so another 8 feet. Okay, so we're looking good at the moment. So that's 23 feet, and then there's our furthest, the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so pretty much bang on our 12 feet. So we've had 1 shot that was average, we've had 1 what I'd call career shot, and we've had 3 shots there that are better than average. So this shows you, this is how practice can work. Okay, we're looking at up and down. Okay, a shot that most people will be a little bit scared of, a bunker shot, out of my 3 shots today was by far my best relative to my level. 12, 13 feet, and we were averaging probably around about 8 feet, 9 feet. Really good practice. 20-yard shot was worse than average. Okay, we put 1 off the green, cost me at least a shot more than I would do on that hole. The other 4 shots were okay, probably not quite average. I think about overall about 10 feet, so around about 2 feet or so, 2.5 feet more on average away from the hole than average. But when you think of it like that, 2.5 feet, that's not that much. So not really that bad a practice. But I was really happy with the actual the execution of the shot. It felt good, really good off the club face. And our 50-yard shot was pretty much bang on average, what we were looking to do. So we were looking around about 60 feet, and I think we were 58 feet when you combined the 5 shots together. In all of those shots, I had 1 shot that you think, wow, that was amazing. And that can sometimes be the problem shot, because your brain now thinks, why am I not doing that every time? That's why this average is so important. You may be surprised, even for a scratch golfer, 12 feet, 6 feet from 20 yards, 12, 13 feet from 50 yards. You probably think, oh, I've got to be close to that. They're a scratch golfer. They're not going to get the ball up and down every time. That's really important to understand. Go and practice, play a few shots, work out your average. All right? Make a note of the best shot. Think that's what I'd love to do every time, but realize that's your best shot. How often are you going to do it? I think Jack Nicklaus said if he hit 1 perfect shot in a round of golf, he'd had a great day. So he wants to get that average better. That's why he was the best golfer of his time, because he was averagely the best golfer out there. Every time he hit his average shot, it was better than their average. And that's really what makes a lower handicap golfer. So that's ultimately what we're after, and that's that word, consistency. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. That's me practicing a little bit with my short game, giving you some understanding of what needs to be achieved to play to scratch. But if you have enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, press that little bell for notifications. Every Tuesday and Friday I put videos out, all to do with different areas, whether it's short game like today, it may be course management, it may be mind, but it's getting your golf as good as we can get it. And I look forward to seeing you soon.